Hey everyone, how's it going today? And welcome back to another third stimulus check unemployment benefits extension update. So in today's update, I want to take a look once again about the unemployment benefits extension because I know there are actually still a lot of people that are currently waiting for their unemployment. I think the general consensus from asking around is that there's a lot of people that have managed to successfully roll over to their unemployment program. So huge congrats there, but not necessarily start their actual boost payment. So basically the actual $300 boost. Now there are a few that have already started, so huge congrats there, but in today's update I basically want to just run through all of the states about which states have now officially successfully gotten their some level of payment with regards to the $300 and which states are basically still waiting. The general idea is that there are still a lot of states that are still waiting for the $300, so if you are also waiting for your $300, then just know that there are still a lot of people with you. In fact, if anything, more people that are still waiting than that have actually received their $300. So just know that part about it. Now, I do have specific updates, especially about California and New York. With that being said, I will also mention all the other states as like a big picture as a whole, because obviously every single state deserves some level of love, and I think every state has a very particularly special place in this country, whether this is culture, history, people, or anything like that. So we're going to talk about a lot of the other states. It's just that those two states I have particular updates about, and also I'm biased because I'm also from New York, so you can hear from another fellow New Yorker if you also happen to be here as well. So we're going to get started right on the spot, but as always, before we begin, make sure you smash the like button in light of the fact we finally have payments starting to roll out. Consider subscribing if you guys are interested in videos similar to this and other finance topics, and actually, as always, feel free to comment down your state and whether or not you have received your unemployment program or received any kind of information about your unemployment program, and whether or not you've seen not just your unemployment rollover, but the actual physical $300 deposited into your bank account, because as always, the most official information we will always have will come directly from the people. And also because I actually use this a lot of times to cross-check when I'm trying to keep up to date to which states have started paying and which states are currently still waiting. So with that being said, let's get started. Now, there is a table that's floating around that really highlights all of the different states that have started paying right here. Now, there are a lot of things that are not fully explained in this table, so we're going to kind of explain through all of the details, or some parts that maybe are just a little bit confusing about it. But generally, the idea is that this table should pretty much highlight the states that have started paying. If you see the green words "paying now," then it means that your state has now officially started paying. Now, do keep in mind, though, is that just because it has started paying, it does not mean that it has started to be paid for every single person. So because a lot of times there are states that maybe have a little bit more variety, in the sense that some states may start to send their payments to people only on traditional, or only on PUA, or only on PUC, FedEd, or EB. But the general idea is that if you see paying now, it means that at least one person from that particular state has confirmed that they have received some level of payment. Now, if you see the words "pending now," then it pretty much means that they're starting to roll out payments. They haven't actually deposited, nobody has gotten their payments yet, but they're pretty much going to be starting any day now. The specific 9 states that have confirmed that someone in that state, again, keep in mind, not necessarily every single person, but at least one person in that state has officially received their unemployment, specifically the $300, is California, Delaware, Indiana, New Jersey, New York, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and Washington. If you are from one of those states, maybe comment down below. I do know that being in New York, I can confirm specifically that many people in New York got their unemployment boost today, actually, earlier, including me. So I'm with you guys there if you happen to be in New York. But pretty much if it says anything else next to your state, then it probably means that they're either still in the middle of processing, or that we just haven't received any information right now. Now, I do have specific updates about California. Supposedly in California, from asking around, it seems like most people in California are still waiting. However, there are a few people that have started to confirm that they have received some payment in California. I think probably every 5 people that I've asked from California, 1 to 2 people have confirmed receiving it, and then 3 to 4 I think are still waiting. But the general idea is that most people in California are still waiting. I believe that they've mentioned is that California currently, they've started to roll out some payments, but they're going through a lot of specific technical difficulties inside a lot of people's accounts that might even be a little bit confusing. I think the general idea is that most people in California right now are pretty much just waiting for them to hopefully make the smooth rollover. And also a huge clarification, and I mentioned this in one of the last videos, which I also put at the end screen, talking about unemployment, which is that most states thankfully are hoping to do a smooth rollover, but just because it's doing the smooth rollover, it does not necessarily mean that the rollover will be immediately. It just means that you guys don't have to do anything to get onto the new program. So in that sense, it is smooth, which is a really, really great news. However, it does not necessarily mean it's going to be immediate. Now, it can be, and some states have already had that happen, but it means that not every single state necessarily. Now, New York is another huge state I have specific updates about. So New York did recently go through a delay this recent week. I believe that there were a couple people that actually managed to call the New York unemployment office, but it was actually also confirmed on their Twitter page actually that they did go through certain delays, but they are now hoping to start sending their payments basically starting today actually. And I'm also from New York, so I can confirm and say for a fact that they are now starting their payments. If you are from New York, and I know because some people were asking about this, you do not have to reapply. For most people, there are specific people that might. I talk about it in another video that's specifically called when to reapply, so you guys can maybe check it out, and also put it at the very end screen as well. But the general idea is that if you are in New York, expect that your unemployment should hopefully get deposited either today or basically over the next 1 to 2 days. So that is the really, really great news. New York pretty much, I believe this week, they just went through a glitch and a slight technical difficulty with getting their unemployment to roll over, but specifically to smoothly roll over without any kind of delays. But the great news is that the delays really only just about 1 to 2 days. So you guys should hopefully continue on. Now, for pretty much every single other state, I believe that the general idea is that most states have either started to release information about what to do, and I think the great news is that most states have confirmed that they will be doing a smooth rollover. However, they have not necessarily released dates in terms of when they will physically be doing the deposits for $300. And then as always, remember to keep in mind is that a lot of times it can vary, not just necessarily in the state, but sometimes even the specific program. So there is a chance that they maybe, if you see other people in your state also receive it, it is very possible that maybe they only delivered it to traditional unemployment or only to PUA or only to PUC. And sometimes they might even just break it into groups. So sometimes it might even just be a matter where maybe they just send it to a group of some people first and then a group of another people second, and it just happens that they place you in the first group or the second group. But if you're looking for the absolute most recent information, then probably the best place is just to make sure you're regularly checking your emails for any potential updates, and then also to follow the social media page of your unemployment state's website. So basically most states, their labor department or unemployment office, a lot of them have a Facebook page, a lot of them have a Twitter page, but a lot of them also have Facebook groups where you can actually talk to a lot of people that are also in your state about what everyone has been up to or where everyone currently stands in the world of their unemployment status and deliveries. So that's what I really wanted to share in today's update. So hopefully you guys found that relatively insightful. If you guys did, maybe consider consider smashing the like button and maybe subscribing for more similar videos. And as always, remember to feel free to maybe comment any questions, thoughts about really anything at all, and specifically about your state, and if you've received really any kind of like updates or information about it. Now, I do also want to say a very, very huge thank you so much to every single person that really comes by to kind of follow all of these updates, because yesterday, right around the afternoon, I believe it was around 4 p.m., I was outside 4 p.m. Eastern time, we officially crossed and made it to 10,000 subscribers. So it's kind of been crazy, because I remember when I started this, I really only started this because I also was unemployed. I technically still am, you know. I have a couple side projects that I work on occasionally, but more or less. But this was really just to kind of share a lot of information, and because at the end of the day, you know, when a lot of us are kind of unemployed, I figured it'd be a cool thing to, you know, be able to kind of connect with everyone. So a huge thank you really, really much to every single person that comes by, whether you've been here since something in like the very, very beginning, or maybe you're a new person here. Huge welcome, welcome. Always happy to have new people. I really just wanted to express that because, you know, because I remember my goal originally when I started was actually 1K. So to be able to now reach that 10K really is quite a milestone. So it really does mean a lot. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay safe, stay well, and hope to see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much again.